It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Hi there, my name is Jesse. I'm a stylist and I work for a brand called Koibe Styling.
Hi, my name's Oswin Martin, and I'm a member of the Melting Pot.
Hi, my name is Yushua. I'm a musician and artist, and I'm a member of the Melting Pot.
Hi, I'm Shafiq, and I'm an artist, musician also.
My name's Sam, or Simpiwe, same person. I'm a photographer and or artist, whichever.
South Africa, I mean, from my point of view, has grown tremendously in terms of like tourism over the last 10 years or so. So we've had an influx into the economy in that way. South Africa as well, 20 years later after apartheid, and the state that it is in at the moment, I see a lot of potential for growth, but I also see that things won't change and will Americanize, which is one of the concerns that I guess I would voice. In how do we stay true to the heritage of our culture and the diversity in South Africa, including globalization in the rest of the world?
I think with regards to like the current situation in South Africa is that a lot of people are very pessimistic about, or especially me, I am pessimistic about the westernization of the country as well, because of the fact that every day I feel like we're kind of losing our authenticity and who we actually are as people and forgetting where we come from. But economically, I feel like we have grown in a certain way. I guess there are a lot more opportunities now than there used to be. But still, it's not really equal in the sense of the word. And I feel like that's why we need to kind of empower ourselves first before we are able to do anything outside that's going to either affect the economy or the social issues in the country. I think South Africa or South Africans as individuals have to go through a bit of like self-realization. And
I hear what you're saying there. I really hear you there, and you say there's a lot more opportunities. I feel like I'm being ignored. The youth, we're being ignored, yet we carry so much, so much potential, energy, drive, enthusiasm, and that gets shot down when we get to the door we're supposed to be knocking on, we're supposed to be getting this assistance from. And it seems like all these infrastructures, as they are somewhat monopolized, and it's like unless you a person with a particular name or come from a particular family, you don't really get through that door that easy, lest you be brave enough or courageous enough to just like to just do it yourself, you know what I mean, and to be that strong voice among the youth. But a lot of what I see, there's a lot of negatives, but there's also a lot of positives that come from this. So I'm hoping to see more change.
I'm listening to you guys, and I don't necessarily I agree with a lot that you guys are saying, but I don't, in the terms of being ignored. I don't think we're being that ignored. I think we lack a little bit of responsibility in checking out what we have out there. Because, I mean, at my age, maybe because I have accessibility to the internet and to these other places, and most people coming from the Cape Flats or those areas or whatever, when they go out looking for a job, they carry their CVs, and if that CV don't get a call back, then there's no other way of getting that job. Whereas there's the library with the computers and laying out those CVs. So I think in that sense of not giving them enough other options or taking the options to them, or let them know how to get to those options of looking for those jobs or whatever. Because it is out there, but people don't know, or when they get to the computer, then still don't know what to do,
Yeah, you're right. There are ways and means, definitely. And I guess where I'm coming from with saying being ignored, I think not enough guidance, like face to face. People are forgetting to speak. I mean, if texting keeps us connected, why is society so disconnected? So I'm coming from the point of view of like face to face, like having an actual conversation. I'm tired of being like an ant on autopilot, like so I hear you, and yes, there are ways and means of getting things done. There is libraries, there are libraries, there are places to do your internet and all of that jazz. But on a face-to-face basis, that mentorship, that brotherhood, that sisterhood, yeah, there's not enough of that, I think.
I would say millennials, today's youth, like from where South Africa comes from and where we are now. Our parents that used to be that how most of our parents struggled, and then after 1994 everybody voted and Mandela became president and everything, and then most people's parents are like, okay, cool, my son or my child, my daughter is not gonna have what I had to face or whatever, and then they gave us kind of, in a way, spoiled us. So we now lack that sense of responsibility in terms of like trying to go get those things for ourselves,
I think that's why I mentioned, like in my comment, the self, like developing self part, is because like I think largely our success as a country depends on our economy, and the type of money or economy that we create for ourselves to rebuild our society. That kind of has digressed through things like apartheid and other social issues that happened after it ended. So for me specifically, I think that there should be a lot more emphasis placed on self-development. But then I also understand the sense of being ignored as youth, because I think sometimes when we do look at the world, we look at it out of our lived experience, which is like my lived experience is that I grew up with parents who actually cared. We weren't rich, we were actually really poor, but at least I knew that my parents cared and they were there through thick and thin. They made sure I went to the right schools, but other parents could not do that for their children. Other parents were not even two parents, they were one parent or no parents. And like we kind of have to see that is actually the majority of our country is those people, and we can't look at their experience through our experience. And the reason why they're there is because there is no opportunity, or there is not enough opportunity. And if there is an opportunity, they're not even receiving the resources to even understand what the opportunity is about. They just don't know. Like,
What do you define as the ideal opportunity or ideal success or ideal level of existence, basically?
My personal ideal of success is education. Like Biko said, if you can liberate people through that, then we can cultivate a humanitarian society that's not based on like capitalism, but rather that's about cultivating almost a community, even and have democracy working as it should, instead of.
So what are you seeking out of that community?
Well, like if everybody develops skills, like youth and social development, then you could even go back to trading skills, instead of having money as your primary way of doing that.
I don't know, this is like, because I feel for me it's once again, like, it's individual experiences. Like, I can't define success the same way someone else would define their success. Even though we are both millennials, we can't do that, because for him, just having a nice house with a car might be success, because that's not what his parents had and that's not what he's used to. And once he gets that, he feels like he's reached success. But for me, it might be something else. Like, for me specifically, it's just the sense of comfortability, knowing that I don't have to worry, knowing that I might not receive anything from my parents because there's really nothing to receive, but I want to be able to one day give my children something when I die. Like, when I die, I want to know that my child will be okay, you know? The way that most Caucasian people in South Africa can say, like, it's like I want, that's my level of success. It's just being able to provide and being able to be comfortable and being able to be secure and being able to grow as a person and be able to leave something behind for someone else who's close to you. I guess that's for me. But I can't personally say what that success is for everybody else. What I can say is that the problem is that, like, there are so many issues faced by youth in South Africa every single day. For instance, I worked for Equal Education. I was a face-to-face fundraiser for them for just over a year. And the stats that you hear about in rural schooling, that's like probably 30% of our like country, like our future, just sitting there in mud huts, under trees. They don't have running water, they don't have electricity, they don't have sanitation, toilet facilities. They walk 10 to 20 k's to get to a school every day. It's crazy what you hear. And like, those are the issues that our youth are going through. And the reason why we're seeing all of the ripple effects of crime and destruction and things is because of the economic injustices that are happening.
I don't necessarily like see that point of view to be like the real issue, you know, like the economic side and those kind of things. I think my personal view of it is like what the media creates is expectations, and the media sets like targets for consumerism, basically, you know. So we are led to believe we need things that we don't actually need as human beings.
I choose to be part of the cure rather than the disease, you know. It's very easy, like where I'm from, to get drawn into all these social ills, and I'm from the Cape Flats, and in the Cape Flats, it's like there's so much, there is so much social ills. There's, you know, it even gives me that huge sigh, like, what now? You know, what next? You know, but I can't give up. I can't lay down, and I refuse to, and this is for the sake of the youth. I mean, I'm a father. I've got a son. He's 4 years old. So if I'm not going to step out, and if I'm not going to keep getting up, then what's going to happen to my son in the future?
My dream is to be happy, and to be so happy that I'm able to make other people happy too.
My dream is to spread the music as far as I can, to as many people as I possibly can, and to infuse a feeling of hope, to make hope more contagious.
My dream is to inspire others and empower youth, and to eventually get to a place in the world where we live with non-violence in a communal way.
Well, my dream is basically the same as everybody around you, which is to spread happiness and well-being.
My dream is, pretty much the same as everyone else, to explore myself, everybody else, and just, leave a positive influence on everybody I meet and everything that I touch.